Welcome back to Tech Savvy Sense. Today, we're busting 5 common tech myths that you've probably heard. You know, those little pieces of tech wisdom that everybody seems to know, but nobody really knows if they're true. Are they fact or fiction? Let's find out. We're going to dive deep into each myth, look at the why behind it, and see if it holds up. So whether you're a tech newbie or you consider yourself pretty savvy, stick around. You might be surprised by what you learn. Myth number 1, closing apps saves battery. This is a common belief, but is it actually true? I mean, it makes sense, right? Fewer apps running, less battery drain. But like a lot of things in tech, the answer is a little more nuanced than that. Many people think that force quitting apps on their smartphone will help save battery life. And the logic seems sound. Fewer apps running in the background should mean less battery drain, right? However, the truth is a bit more complex. Modern smartphones are designed to manage background apps efficiently. Both iOS and Android have sophisticated systems to freeze background apps so they don't consume significant resources. Think about it. Your phone already does a ton of optimization in the background. It learns your usage patterns, optimizes for our performance, all kinds of things. So it's no surprise that it's also figured out how to handle apps running in the background. When you force quit an app and then reopen it, your phone has to load it from scratch, which uses more CPU power and battery life than if you simply let it stay in the background. It's like turning off your car every time you stop at a red light. Sure, you're saving a tiny bit of gas while you're idling, but the restart is actually using way more fuel. Apple and Google both recommend that you only force quit apps if they're unresponsive or misbehaving. Constantly closing and reopening apps can actually lead to more battery drain over time. Your phone's operating system is designed to handle multitasking efficiently. It keeps frequently used apps in a low-power state, ready to be quickly accessed when needed. This balance helps to optimize battery life without manual intervention. So, is the myth true or false? Closing apps to save battery is largely a myth. While it might make sense intuitively, the reality is that your phone is smart enough to manage its resources better than we can manually. Instead of constantly closing apps, focus on other battery-saving tips like reducing screen brightness, turning off unnecessary notifications, and using battery saver modes. Let your phone do the heavy lifting of managing apps in the background. Remember, a well-optimized phone is one that works efficiently without constant micromanagement. Trust the technology and your battery will thank you. So the next time you're tempted to swipe away all those apps, think twice. Let your phone handle it and save your battery for what really matters. Myth number 2. More bars mean better signal. This seems logical at first glance, but let's break it down. We all love seeing those bars full. It just feels reassuring, right? But those bars don't tell the whole story. Signal bars on your phone indicate the strength of the connection to your nearest cell tower, but they don't tell the whole story about the quality of your network connection. It's like judging a restaurant based solely on how crowded the parking lot is. A full parking lot might mean the food is amazing, or it could just mean it's the cheapest place in town. Factors such as network congestion, interference from other electronic devices, and even weather conditions can impact the actual quality of your call or data connection, regardless of the number of bars. Think about it. You're in a crowded stadium, everyone's on their phone, you've got full bars, but you can barely send a text. That's network congestion. For a more accurate measure of your network performance, you can use apps like Speed Test to check your actual data speeds. These apps provide a better picture of your network's reliability. They cut through the noise and give you the real numbers, so more bars don't necessarily mean better service. This myth is false. Rely on performance metrics rather than just signal bars to gauge your connection quality. Understanding the real factors behind your network performance can help you troubleshoot and improve your connection more effectively. Next time you see full bars but experience poor service, remember, signal strength is just one piece of the puzzle. Chapter 3. Charging overnight is fine. Myth number 3. Charging your phone overnight damages the battery. This myth has been around for years, but is it true? I mean, we've all heard it, right? Don't leave your phone plugged in overnight, it'll ruin the battery. But is there any truth to it? Modern smartphones are equipped with smart charging technology. When your phone reaches 100%, it stops drawing power to protect the battery from overcharging. These phones are smarter than we give them credit for. They know when to stop eating. This means that leaving your phone plugged in overnight won't harm the battery as it once might have with older battery technologies. Remember those old phones with removable batteries? Yeah, those were a different story. But today's batteries are a whole different ballgame. For the best battery health, some experts recommend keeping your charge between 20% and 80%. However, overnight charging isn't the villain it's made out to be, thanks to advancements in battery technology. It's more about avoiding those extremes, like letting your phone constantly drop to 5% or keeping it at 100% all the time. So is charging your phone overnight bad? This myth is false. Your smartphone's smart charging technology has got you covered. Focus instead on general battery care practices, like avoiding extreme temperatures and using the original charger for your device. Don't lose sleep over overnight charging. Your phone is smarter than you think. Chapter 4. Incognito mode doesn't hide everything. Myth number 4. Incognito mode hides everything. It sounds like a privacy magic trick, but let's see what it really does. We've all been there, right? Need to quickly browse something privately. Incognito mode to the rescue. But is it really as private as we think? Incognito mode, or private browsing, prevents your browser from saving your history, cookies, and form data. But that's all it does. It's like erasing your tracks in the sand. Sure, it's gone from the beach, but the tide still knows where you were. Your activity is still visible to your internet service provider, the websites you visit, and even your employer. If you're on a work network, it's like thinking you're having a private conversation in a crowded room just because you're whispering. For true online privacy, consider using a VPN. A VPN masks your IP address and encrypts your internet traffic, offering better protection against prying eyes. It's like having an actual private conversation in a soundproof booth. So, while incognito mode is useful for keeping your local browsing private, it doesn't provide full anonymity. This myth is false. Always combine incognito mode with other privacy tools for better online security. Next time you go incognito, remember, it's just the first step in protecting your privacy. Chapter 5. More megapixels doesn't mean a better camera myth. Number 5. More megapixels mean better camera quality. Let's take a closer look. We've all seen those camera ads, right? 108 megapixels, 200 megapixels. But is that all there is to it? While megapixels play a role in the resolution of your photos, they're not the only factor that determines image quality. It's like saying a car with a bigger engine is automatically faster. Sure, the engine is important, but what about the transmission, the aerodynamics, the tires? The size of the camera sensor, the quality of the lens, and the image processing software are equally important. A bigger sensor can capture more light, a better lens can focus that light more effectively, and good image processing can make all the difference in the final image. A camera with a higher megapixel count can capture more detail, but without a good sensor and lens, the images might still lack sharpness, color accuracy, and dynamic range. It's like having a high-resolution TV but watching a low-quality video on it. You're not really taking advantage of what it can do. When shopping for a camera or smartphone, don't just look at the megapixel number. Research reviews and look at sample photos to understand the overall performance. Look at the whole package, not just one spec. So does more megapixels mean better quality? Not necessarily. This myth is false. Focus on the overall camera system for the best results. Did any of these myths surprise you? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more tech tips and myth-busting videos, make sure to subscribe to Tech Savvy Sense and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We post new content every week, so stay tuned for more ways to navigate, optimize, and thrive in your tech-savvy life. See you in the next video.